Hey, brothers and sisters. I don't know if you guys heard that George Zimmerman was granted bail at $150,000. Now, if I'm not mistaken, 10% is that's what 15,000. If I'm not mistaken, I can be wrong, but nonetheless, he was granted bail. Now, he said something while he was on the stand. He said, "I didn't know Trayvon was younger. I thought he was my age." Now, right then and there, that stuck out of my mind because I guess he figured if Trayvon was older, it'd have been even more justifiable to shoot this young brother. You know, when I saw how they had his father, his mother, and his wife speak, and his father claimed that they don't fix income. He's a veteran. I'm sitting there saying this guy was a former judge, and I'm pretty sure he gets a nice pension. He was in the military. I'm getting pretty sure if he has any health issues or if he done any serious time in the military, he's probably getting a check every month. And I don't know what his mom does. I don't know what his wife does. I don't recall hearing that. But nonetheless, they made him out to be a sympathetic figure in the media, even during the whole thing when blacks was coming out mobilizing, and some whites, some other groups of people was mobilizing with us, but mostly blacks. The media would have been MSNBC, CNN, or Fox. Not as much MSNBC, but CNN and Fox is trying to humanize George Zimmerman. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, what does it take for a black person to get justice, especially a black man? And I kept saying to myself, this reminded me of the Emmett Till thing. Now, granted, I wasn't born when Emmett Till was murdered. I didn't find about Emmett Till till about, 1984, 85? I remember Channel 7, which is ABC here, when it used to be owned by Capital City, if I'm not mistaken, was doing a special. And back in the 80s, they used to show the images. They didn't blur it out. They didn't do all this sensitive viewer crap. They just showed it to you. And when I saw the picture of Emmett Till's mutilated body and saw this before picture and this after picture, I looked at my father. My father had this reaction. He jumped. Now, mind you, my father was in his 30s when they showed that image. And I'm sitting there like, Dad, what's wrong? He said, I remember that. That was down the road from where we live. And I couldn't believe it because, my father was that close to it. My father, and his brothers would talk about what it was like at that time. Because they thought it was people at that, it was a rumor going around that there was somebody going around killing kids, But in a small town, they started to talk and they started saying, nah, Emmett did this or Parley did that. And it came out that the two guys killed them and the reason why. And unfortunately, before Emmett Till and after Emmett Till, it still goes on. And Trayvon Martin is nothing but a new Emmett Till. At first, I was hesitant about using that comparison, but watching the reactions and how the legal system is working, I don't see how we cannot compare it to Emmett Till. Here it is. Trayvon's parents, I understand, well, at least I try to understand what they're going to do, because I never lost a family member in that way. What it's like, and they keep talking about their Christian faith, but I'm gonna be honest with you, brothers and sisters, we gotta toss that to the side, because blacks been calling themselves Christians and talking about praying, and we ain't got any justice in this country. Here it is, this man shot this baby, center mass, and now they released a picture of his supposedly bloody head was supposed to be life-threatening. I'm gonna be honest with you, if Trayvon did fight him, he did it in self-defense, but black people, especially black men, we're not allowed to protect ourselves. I mean, just think about what's going on within our community. They don't want to have guns in our community, legal or unlegal. I mean, here it is. You got white people can go to gun shows, proudly walk around talking about they gun owners, but in our community, they put gun restrictions on law-abiding citizens. Now, what if black people was doing that to white folk? Anybody that walks in our community who actually do shit wrong, do question shit, what do we start taking the law in our own hands? Do you think we would have got bail? Do you think people have been talking about let's have a fair, legal, open trial? No. Here it is, this man killed a 17-year-old. Now it's like he said, I want to apologize. You had 50-some days to apologize. Why all of a sudden you want to apologize now? Like I said in some previous videos, brothers and sisters, don't be surprised if his asshole walks. This is why I say I get mad at us when we go out in public or out on these social media sites attacking one another, putting videos or letting people manipulate us into conflict. A lot of y'all don't watch the news or pay attention to politics. We are being carved up and carved out. I mean, just think about it. Ted Nugent made a threat not once but twice since President Obama has been in office and nothing's happened. Here it is. Reverend Wright gave an honest assessment of the United States, and they besmirched this man's character. The man received all kinds of hateful threats. But a man threatened the President of the United States not once but twice. Okay? Other people have prayed for Mr. Obama's death. Nothing happens. This is why I get mad at our people, because we don't realize that we have a common enemy. And I ain't just talking about the white man. I'm talking about those who hate black people. Here it is. We didn't make it easy for a lot of other people to come in this country and move around, and they've turned around and stabbed us in the back. Here it is. We're fighting each other, and they loving it. Here it is in Tulsa. Those two white men went and shot black folk. How many black folks have gone around? We only had one case with the DC sniper, and I don't even think there was all black people. I mean, white people being shot. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I looked at the case again. But look how the media hyped that shit up. How many police officers have killed black people within the last 20 years and walked or beat black people? Remember that girl got punched on camera by that police officer, how black folks saying, well, she was the wrong? No. I ain't never heard of a black police officer putting their hands on a white person or a quote-unquote Hispanic or Asian or Arab person. We don't get down like that, but we do shit to ourselves because we've been conditioned to do it. This morning, I sat there and I was like, damn, I was on point again. My brother even said, he said, damn, bro, you was on point. He said, you said it was going to happen. My father said yesterday, he said, son, I starting to see it now. I said, Dad, I'm telling you, man, I done worked around these motherfuckers. I mean, my father dealt with Jim Crow. He recognized that racism really easy. But I said, Dad, no, they dead. I'm telling you, they put their white shirt, their suit and ties on, they smile in your face, and that's when they get you. I said, and me and my father both are veterans. He was a Vietnam vet. I'm an Iraq vet. And we talked about how treacherous they were in their uniform. And I try to get brothers and sisters out here on YouTube, use this site to try to get you guys to snap out of, but we too busy jaw jacking, arguing with each other. We letting people manipulate us into things, and they're killing our brothers wholesale. They telling our women we can't provide for them, we can't protect them. They're telling our children don't look to us to be a defender or protector. But then you got brothers out here actually playing that image to a T. How do we honor Trayvon? How do we honor Emmett? So many have gone before and after. How do we sit here and reconcile as black men that, we're being hunted down, but yeah, our own brothers and sisters are helping. Allen West, Herman Cain, Juan Williams, Jesse Lee Peterson, Larry Elder, so many other black men have gotten in public and degraded their own. Just to say, I got a little money, I got to live in a certain neighborhood, I'm got a white woman or whatever. Here it is, Emmett Till would be in his late 60s or early 70s if he was alive today. Think about the life he could have led. He could have been a father, could have been a grandfather, he could have been a doctor, could have been a lawyer, could have been a scientist, could have been a teacher, could have been a police officer, could have been a soldier or Marine. Think about what Trayvon could have been doing. We don't know what promise he had, but guess what, brothers and sisters? While I am angry that Zimmerman is about to he's going to get his bail, but he's probably going to don't get any jail time for this. He might get a slap on the wrist and go on with his life. He's still going to be able to walk around and breathe. He's going to be able to live his life. He's going to be able to see if he has children or have grandchildren. He's going to see them. Trayvon won't get to do any of that. Trayvon won't get to drive or go to a prom. He won't get to have children. But guess what, brother? Since so many of our people are helping people like Zimmerman do that. Every time I turn on the news, you hear about somebody getting shot for what? Because they looked at you funny? Because they didn't jump when you say jump? or because they trying to sell something illegal or do something illegal, you figure I'm going to kill another brother. But these brothers and sisters will not dare do harm to the people of man, have a history of doing harm to us. And we let other brothers and sisters of color, now use that term because they are a part of us. They think because maybe their skin's a little bit lighter, their nose may not be round, lips may not be as full, or they might have those characteristics, but they associate themselves as another ethnicity because white people decreed it so. They're not joining us. Why are them videos at where people coming in our defense, or Trayvon's or Emmett's or any other brother's defense? Here it is on YouTube. Every time we put a video up talking about our issues, somebody's out there false flagging or attacking us. They fear that a black man, if he's left alone, what he can do. We're the big bad. We're the big bad. We're the one that everybody is scared of. Yet you turn on the TV, you got people talking about going to war. The United States talking about doing this and doing it. That's not us. Like I was watching news, they talking about Coney today. I'm sitting there like, wait, all the evil people out here, y'all want to focus on the black man. Here it is, we got people right here in this country don't want to pass laws to help people. You have yesterday I was watching news. This Catholic bishop from here, in Peoria, Illinois, basically compared the president of the United States to Hitler and Stalin. How do they always equate black men with the most evil white people on the planet? This is why I get frustrated with our people when we do shit to each other or do shit in front of them, and they figure they got a little leeway to say what the hell they want. This is why I tell y'all, I said this election is very important. Actually, all elections are important, but this election is more so. These people are telegraphing to us what they want to do to us. And they going after black men, heterosexual black men. We're the number one threat to them. Think about it, brothers and sisters. Think about what they're doing. Notice a lot of these black men are heterosexual, they straight black men who are getting killed. Young boys. They killing us one way. They're killing us reproductively. They're killing us sexually. Every black home should have a picture of Emmett Till, his before and his after picture, and say, this is what they do. Every black family should show their children and tell their children at a young age to stress the importance of learning things, learning about yourself. I'm telling you, I see this generation born in the late 80s and 90s really fucked up because they don't understand how dangerous this stuff is. I was talking to my youngest siblings the other night, and they looked at me like, yeah, whatever. That's you talking crap. And I'm like, y'all don't watch news every day. People in your age group is getting shot down. Wholesale. Trayvon was 17. Emmett was what, 14, 15 years old when he was murdered? Because of a mindset. Because of a sense of arrogance, sense of entitlement. Brothers and sisters, we got to focus on ourselves. We got to understand that all we got is each other.